we were brought to notice about this temple about 2 years ago. The Majlis Perbendaharaan Shah Alam, along with the highway authorities, found that there was this group of people who were stopping their vehicles on the side of the road and meeting in this place. This is within a very small area. It's actually Kawasan Lapang Road Reserve. And we were told that our report comes back and we were told that it is a Dato temple. Dato temple is where classification of a Dato temple is where some people go. It is being run by an individual or so, and most of these Dato temples in this type of places, they will go and look for Ampareko number, and they will have, they might be, the drivers might go and offer some prayers and things like that. But it is not a place where the general public would go to pray. So after having heard the details, we called the temple people to come and told them, explained to them that we cannot allow this to go on. Two things we told them. Number one, we give you a time period to move out. Number two, any more buildings there. Actually, there's no buildings there. It's just a small little shrine sort of thing and things like that. So, but meanwhile, MBSA has already sent a notice. We have informed them. Actually, I've got a lot of documents. I'm away here. My office has all the documents to show that we called them and sat and talked with them, and there is an agreement signed between the temple, so-called temple leader, and the state and MBSA that he will be given a time period to move on, which he agreed to move. Okay. Now, I think people have to start deciding what a temple means and what a temple is. Let's not get too sensitive and carried away with the situation. When Pakatan Raya took over, we said we won't demolish any more temples, but any other new temples that needs to be built in Selangor will have to have the appropriate approval from all authorities, including the state and the town councils and things like that. And I'm glad people have held firm to that. Okay. Now there are a lot of temples which also are built in places where it shouldn't be built. This is because the previous government has allowed them to build these temples in these areas, and they are now huge buildings in these areas. We can't demolish them. So we are finding a way out around it, how to go and get it done. But a temple is a place of worship, it's a place where people congregate, it's a place where you educate your children, you have religious classes, you have like cultural discourse, religious discourse. You don't have places under trees and in things like that. It's not conducive. So I feel that in this case we've given them ample time. Told them don't do anything else. So we will refute everything that HRP wants to say. It's okay. But at the same time, HRP has to understand, you cannot go around asking the state to give 1 acre of land and $2 to $3 million compensation for every little small thing that comes across. I mean, we are not a state, we don't have enough land even to provide for places where a lot of religious bodies are asking us for places of worship, and I don't have enough land to give everyone. So I've asked new development areas to increase land bank for places of worship. New areas above 1,000 acres of development and all that. There are about 4, 5, 6 projects in Selangor going on now on this. I've asked them for more acreage for land to build. So I'm willing to sit down and discuss with anybody as far as this is concerned. But our people also at the same time have to come to their senses, and we will have to make some decisions about this. It cannot just go on unregulated, you know what I mean? Who does it serve? How many people does it serve? Does it serve just a very small population, small group of people who have got vested interest in this? Or you're really doing it for the well-being of the community itself? If you talk about well-being of the community itself, there are enough temples in Selangor. Huge temples, well-run, well-managed, smaller ones, well-run, well-managed. There's enough temples. I think there are roughly about 2,000 over temples in Selangor for a population of 500,000 people, Indians, Hindus, roughly, cluster give or take. And even if we consolidate ourselves and we take care of the present temples that are already in the state, that will already be a big achievement for the community as such. We will continue giving aid for all the temples, mosques, churches, gurdwaras. We will do. Even next year, we are doing the same amount of money we are giving out to them. I give out money quite easily to all of them. The main reason we give is for them to maintain the temple, to have religious classes, in order to show that we are interested in their well-being. But at the same time, I think they also have to reciprocate to the state. I mean, let's do it together in order to develop a society that is well-being and well looked after.
Are you happy with the progress that's been happening in terms of legalizing or gazetting areas
I,
for worship?
I think I'm very happy with that. There's a lot of input and working of the thing. I think I've managed to change the mindset of even some civil servants as to why we need to pay attention to this. And also NGOs have come forward to help us out with this thing. And it's good progress that we go on. What I'm trying to say is that whoever wants to start a place of worship, it is not an individual effort. You must do it because of the interest of the public in that area, or you have lack of religious places in that area. So nowadays, when we give place for place of worship, we look at a radius of 2 kilometers and see whether there is. Then, if there's not, then we will give to that religious purpose for the temple. So we have to start regulating these things. You cannot have people doing it head of basis, without any regulation. So that is why we are saying we're working together. Of course, I am always tough on civil servants and telling them, no, you got to respect the people, you got to give. But at the same time, I want the people to understand that we want to give you, but at the same time, we want you to be accountable for what we are doing for you. That is basically what we are asking for. So I hope that this is understood by everyone. We are not going to go around breaking temples and breaking places of worship. No, it's not. It's not our style. We don't do that. But at the same time, people must understand. Don't start any construction without prior approval. Don't do that. You get approval, then you're welcome to do what you want to do.
And this particular place isn't that very old, is it?
No, it's not. It's not a place where it is. It's like people say people are coming into a place. No, it's not. You must go and see the place. Then you'll understand how difficult it is to go to that place in the first place. And things like that. So I hope people don't misconstrue this and start creating unnecessary things like saying that we did it on. No, we didn't do. It's a 2-year problem that we've been talking to them, and I think they understand. We have all the documents signed by them as well. So we will prove. I'll show them all to them. Thank you.